platespillere som blir sagt at de kun er for oligarker. Høyttalere som museer kjøper inn. OMA byr alltid på noe spesielt. Hvis du vil se hva det er har med, så må du huske å abonnere og trykke liker på YouTube-kanalen vår. Og så kan du bli med oss inn på moro.
Everything here is actually new. It took years to design, but we have this is the first ones, and these will be starting to deliver in July, I believe. This is the museum speaker, which was commissioned by the Guggenheim Museum of Art last year, and so we made this speaker for the museum, and then it was such a good speaker, we're like, well, we should just do this. And that's kind of typical of the genesis of things in our brands. They're based upon being able to make something that's worthwhile, that does something that nothing else. I don't want to make a Me Too product. There is nothing like this. It's a 5-way active system with 2 15s, a conical horn. No one else is making conical horns in hi-fi. I don't know of anybody who's making solid wood horns. I'm sure somebody is, but not conical ones. So this is a 5-way semi-active system that is incredibly sensitive. You could try this with a 1-watt amplifier. The Special K amplifier is like a super not sexy tube, KT88, but in triode mode. So this produces only about 45-50 watts. But this is an absolutely astonishing amplifier that does provide enough power, which we don't need. We built this actually for Lincoln Center and Kennedy Center, which both asked us independently if we could create a system for several hundred people in an auditorium, and then we need this power. And I just wanted to show off this amp because it's literally just being released now. The Fleetwood rack system, which is cast iron, and again, I don't know of any other cast iron rack systems. Maybe there are some, but I don't know of any.
So is this your business model, making things for museums and Lincoln Center?
No, because you don't make any money off of that. No, I like oligarks, and so kidding, because Stereophile wrote about my K3 turntable. They called it an oligarch turntable, Herb Reichert. So fuck you, Stereophile. And we're not making our living selling to museums or institutions. We have some. We're selling to either our dealers or individuals, some of whom are really famous, but we're not supposed to tell you who they are because we sign all these contracts.
So what's special about this turntable?
What's special about it?
Yeah,
I don't know, does it look like anything you've seen before?
No.
Can you lift it? No. If I gave it to you, said, you can take this out of here right now for free if you can carry it out. You wouldn't be able to do that. It's cast iron. This has the most powerful motor of its type in the world, period. And for turntables, no one's ever made anything close to this. This is more powerful than a Neumann cutting lathe motor by far. The tone arm was designed for this turntable by Frank Schroeder, who's by far and away the world's greatest tone arm designer. And so this is only available as a package. When you get the turntable, the arm comes with it. If you want, the stand is also an option. And this has, if you get the stand, then the power supply with the xenon rectifier tube is in here. The last option is that you can get the phonostage that we make in here, so that everything is in one package, like old consoles, Studer consoles or tape machine consoles, where they thought the design of everything out, that here it's neat, tidy, you don't have all these components. That's what I wanted with this system.
What kind of people would buy your gear? Is it the hi-fi geek that
really intelligent people with good taste who actually listen because most audiophiles, they don't listen to anything. They're listening to their equipment. Is this better than this? Can I fuck around with this? And they're not, they don't listen to music. I mean, my clients are actually people who, music is the thing. And then they would like to have something that is not ugly looking, that gives them pleasure to look at and use. Big speakers in your living room, if they're not really good looking, when they're not playing, if you don't like looking at them, you don't want that, right? I'd like everything we make to be the thing that's like the coolest looking thing in your room, not just, oh, okay, well, we'll have this because we need to have the speakers.
If we talk sound-wise, the first time you listened to this turntable compared to the other ones you made, what did you experience?
Like I had taken a huge edible or some psychedelics or something. I'm serious, because it just opens up these dimensions that you didn't even know were possible. And that's on an SB10 in our cast iron plinth, which is damn good. It's a really, really good turntable. The time accuracy of this, it turns out that your ears and your brain are like way, way better at discerning time domain than anyone thought. And when we program this down to several millionths of a second. It was like 4 million arc seconds accuracy, and that's millionths of a second, which is not possible. But they keep revising what is possible up. I'm sure we'll reach that because it was done double blind. So, this thing is so time accurate, and you can hear it. And then when you hear that, you can't unhear it.
Do you remember what kind of record the first you played on this turntable?
What, huh?
Kind of record? Which record did you
They're all black, dude. What, you mean the label? They're all black. I have black. I don't have like splotchy colors. That's for kids.
What album did you play?
I don't know, a record, I have a whole bunch of them. And I put one on and it worked. And I was really happy.
You talked a little bit about the materials. You said it's cast iron on the turntable, it's on the rack, but also the wood is.
Oh yeah, it's all Pennsylvania. We're using only Pennsylvania hardwood, so that's in this case it's torrefied ash. It's also torrefied ash, torrefied maple on this thing. We only use and that's Pennsylvania walnut. There's no slate today. Kind of moving out of slate. Slate quarry is kaput. So, but it's real stuff. We don't have any plastic or MDF or particle board, it's all solid hardwoods, phenolic, cast iron, things like this, or machine cast aluminum. So.
What's the next step for OMA? What are you working on now?
I can't tell you that, but I can point to the K5 in the front, right? Yeah. And you should take some images of that. That will be coming out soon. The Excelsior is coming out, which is this amazing one-box system that's horn-loaded high efficiency, and wireless, and you could it doesn't have a handle. It's heavy, but. It's an amazing system, and that would be a game changer actually, because you have everything there at once. But audiophiles won't like it because they want to have like lots of expensive pieces that they can put with expensive cables together. This is terrible for them. Their wives will like it. I want to make something that people will have and give to their kids, and all of our stuff is that way, and should last basically forever.